In this video, we're going to talk about 5 tips to dominate as a duo in duo queue for Valorant. So if you really want to climb, having the perfect duo and coordinating with them and comboing with them is going to allow you to climb with ease. So let's break it all down. But no one wants to get carried in a duo. And for that, the GameLeap website 50% off get good sale is the best place you can go to learn the skills you need to hard carry even the worst of teammates, dominate the ladder, and climb to Diamond, Immortal, and even Radiant. So, do yourself a favor and go check it out right now down below. Now, the first tip I have for you, and this is something that people understand at a bare bones level, but don't use it or do it correctly, and it's off-angling with an ally. So here's the idea. You and your buddy are against one single person, and maybe you have the spike down, or whatever the case may be, you know where it's very likely the enemy is going to go, or you're soon to be in a confrontation with them. What you're trying to do is have one person make contact, and while that contact is happening, another ally or you or your buddy will swing and engage the enemy. But here's the trick. The second person is in a location to where if the enemy needs to kill you both, right? Like, let's say the enemy insta-kills you, who makes first contact. In order for the enemy to kill the second person, they would have to hit a ridiculously difficult flick shot. Instead of just swinging out in the same angle that your buddy is in, where an enemy could kill one of you, then move just like a freaking centimeter to the left and headshot the second one of you, they have to flick like 90 degrees or more. It's even better if they have to flick like all the way 180. The harder you make this flick for them, the less likely they're going to hit it. And that doesn't mean that they will never hit it, but it makes it very, very difficult of a shot. Make an enemy go completely ballistic and pop off to 1v2. Don't let them get it for free again and again. And I see this throw so goddamn often in all the VOD reviews I do. It's incredibly common, and you and a buddy can set this up to where this never happens. Speaking of which, the next really powerful strategy that you can incorporate is baiting. I went over this in a VOD review that I did, and you can definitely check out the Jet VOD review if you want more information. However, essentially what you're doing is you are holding an angle, putting in pressure into the enemy. Let's say you're playing defense and you're putting in pressure at an angle, kind of coaxing the enemies in, right? You're fishing a little bit, but you're not committing so much to where you're in danger, and you have an ally holding a close angle in there that is just tucking in. They could be tucking in with any weapon, really, even something like a shorty, and the whole idea here is your presence causes the enemy to focus you, right? They're less likely to clear the room because they're worried about your location, and your ally is going to have a much higher chance of potentially getting a kill and getting out. And this can be really, really great if you have an ally that has some sort of get out of jail free card. Let's say it's a Reyna. Arena's tucked in, you're in garage on Haven, right? You're in that window, you're firing, your Reyna's tucked into the corner, and they push through garage, your Reyna gets a kill, and then phases out into the connector, and then afterwards, the enemy want to actually kill the Raze, but then you peek and you're helping out as well. And you can kind of trade off the engage with an ally, and you set them up to get that initial kill in the first place. Really strong stuff, but keep in mind that if you do this once, enemies are going to actually be more prepared for it. So definitely keep that in mind. Now, the next thing that you could do to actually dominate with the duo queue is play synergistic characters. Characters that really work well together, especially when you're attacking. Characters that are going to get that value on the table, take that site control together. A great example of this would be like a Sova Jet, right? Being able to recon dart in and then have the Jet dash, or drone one side of the point and the Jet dashes the other, allowing that Jet to have more optimized engagements and retakes as well. Or you could have something really crazy like a Breach Neon, being able to flash in, having the Neon stun a couple of spots with the flash. You can just hit a point incredibly hard and just fuck up everyone on the point, and it's really, really strong. And you can even push out on defense as well. And you can even have really meta duos like Viper Astra, where you're gonna have all the utility install and perfect engages on all the maps where both these characters are good. And if one of you can fill to something like a Sky when it's not needed, then all of a sudden you can just force whatever random wacky combination of characters is played in your ranked games into something that looks very close to meta composition. And that is just one of the many powers of a duo queue, a really dedicated duo queue to winning, of course. Now, the fourth big tip that I got for you to dominate on duo queue is actually buy weapons or buy optimal weapons for each other. The base level of this is like, let's say you can afford an operator, you give your jet the operator, and they buy you a rifle, or they just buy you whatever. Maybe it's only a goddamn judge, whatever the case may be. But the idea here is to be selfless for the impact of y'all combined. Don't think about your impact as one person or just two individuals. Think about your impact like added up and divided by both of you instead. And there's other examples of this, like imagine you are someone like a Sage, right? And you could, you know, maybe buy some abilities here or there. Maybe you don't need it. You're pushing in aggressively. And instead, you buy your Reyna, the Sheriff. The Reyna gets to buy armor. And now all of a sudden, the Reyna gets to go freaking ballistic and get a whole bunch of kills. I'm not saying you should do this every single time. But what I am saying is there's a lot of situations where you could actually give each other a much better weapon for the situation, or one of you can actually get value with an eco weapon. Maybe you're holding a close range area, or maybe you have some sort of ability or mobility to help out a cheaper weapon. So you're basically making it so the eco, or every dollar y'all are spending as a duo, is going towards the most impact possible. And that's the idea behind this tip. Now, the last and definitely most important tip to dominate as a duo player is have that positive mental player. You need someone who is going to keep you on the right tilt-free path. And I know many of you have played with players where they get incredibly tilted and sometimes they take that anger out on you, and that is not a duo partner that you want at freaking all. If you have someone that is just constantly blaming you, never admitting to their own mistakes, and they never are seeking personal improvement, then in reality, they could just set you up for failure. And you could be in that cycle where no matter what you do, no matter how well you play, they are putting you down, they're putting your mental down, and they themselves are never improving. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't point out when an ally makes a mistake, but it's important to also admit to blame on your own part and seek improvement. Don't seek finding that blame. Don't try to play the blame game. Say, hey, let's think about what we could do better for the next time. Have a discussion, talk about your opinions. And if you have it in your mind where y'all both are going to improve together, y'all both are going to climb together, and the whole point of having these conversations is so that if this comes up again in the future, which it will, you'll have a better idea of what each other wants from each other, what is your game plan, and how to succeed together. That's how you set yourself up to not only have a great duo partner, but one that will stick with you as you both improve and climb. And to help you, the GameLeap website has a brand new Get Good 50% off sale with VOD reviews, pro breakdowns, mechanical courses, and so much more. Do yourself a favor and go check it out right now down below.